Hello, everybody. Cedric and Cedric here, CR Wrestling Commentary. And, we was listening to Jim Cornette, and Cedric had a question based on what Cornette was talking about, which I can't fully remember. So go ahead, girl.
Okay, so they got a question basically saying that AEW is going to team up with DDT wrestler from Japan
Okay.
and all the crazy ass matches that DDT has. And how does Jim feel about it? I mean, we didn't have to really even hear the answer to know how Jim feels about it. He wants them all boiled in oil. Um, Talks about all the bullshit wrestling angles, I guess you can call them, the blow up doll and multi pairs of underwear and being flamboyantly homosexual and trying to assault your opponents and all the crazy shit that they do. And he was talking about Kota Ibushi and how he was a part of that promotion and how he doesn't like him and he sucks even though he's supposed to wrestle better. He still thinks he sucks and wants him boiled in oil and everything. And what I had Cedric stop the recording, and I like, okay, who is there to teach these people the right way? He rails against them all the time. They don't do it right. They don't do it right for this aim. They don't do it right for that goal. They don't do anything right. When they do something right, oh, okay, that's good. They don't do anything right. No one can do anything right unless they are taught. Children don't use the pot until you show them, hey, the poop goes here, not in your diaper. They have to be led, instructed. The horse has to be led to the water. There's nobody leading these horses to water. They're going to do what the hell they want to do. There's nobody to teach them what is right. So Kota Ibushi did not, time travel back to the 70s, go to a U.S. wrestling training school in the Texas territory, learn how to wrestle, blow it off, go back to the future and do his own thing. No, he didn't have that education that Jim had and people from his era had, and it was passed down from, secret handshake to secret handshake. That doesn't happen anymore. So how can you rail against people doing it wrong when if there's no one teaching them the right way?
Okay. I'm going to just keep it real, all right? Dumb motherfuckers do what dumb motherfuckers want to do. All right? I'm just keeping it real, blunt. Stupid people are always waiting for a moment to happen. Okay? And that goes for anybody. Intelligent people is waiting for a moment to shine, yada, yada, yada. Idiots are waiting for a moment to shine. So, when it comes to this, who's going to teach them, right? Well, look, Al Snow, he's got not just a school, but a college, even though Al Snow is kind of mentally off the deep end. But pro wrestling wise, as everything he's learned, you will hope that he's teaching these people right. Ricky Morton, you would hope that he's teaching them right. Booker T, you would hope that he's teaching them right. Dustin Rhodes, you would hope that he's teaching them right. WWE as a training and development center for their style only. NWA is more like we're going to take in those that shows promise and whatnot, and they will train them. Training is almost a one-on-one basis usually when it comes to to a certain level of professional wrestling. And when I say level, see, I'm not those other jackwads out there that's going to say compete at this level or do things at this level and not explain. No, when I'm talking about this level, it's you've gone through your basic training. You've gone through some of all these other trainings. Now you're out on your own. And when you're out on your own, you're going from company to company, you might get a one-on-one session with someone. Someone might sit you down and just say some words of wisdom. That's the level I'm talking about. It's at that level, your independent contracting level, where you've learned pretty much all that you can learn in terms of how to wrestle, how to be safe, how to put on a match or whatnot. And then you go out, and then these companies say, these are our policies. This is what we do. You might need some retraining before we put you on TV or let you out in front of the crowd, you know, and the retraining is never much. It's usually on how to do certain side headlocks. We won't do these type of takedowns. We won't do these types of stomps or something. So you've got to get reprogrammed, because that's all our brains are. It's a computer, and we're programmed all the time. Whether it's political, religious, or social propaganda, or advertisements, or just word of mouth, or you hear something and it leads to something else. Pro wrestlers are pretty much the same way. So, and keep in mind, I know y'all gonna hate this, but it's a capitalist society. Actually, there's no, I don't know what's communist, because it's all capital. You want to make money. Money. You want to make money. So these training schools, you know, like I said, Morton, Dustin, you know, Booker T and others, while they will charge a lot, even the Dudleys, you know, I think it's a Team 3D school or something like that. They charge a lot of money, all right, per month. So sometimes, like the Dudleys, I think theirs is bi-monthly or something like that, and it's like $1,800. You got someplace to look. We'll train you for $300 some a month, and you might say, "Well, that's nothing. I can earn it." Yeah, beat up and messed up, and there's 10 others that are training for $300 some a month. So they're going to get the minimum of $3,000 a month from training. They're going to take care of their bills and jack you up on the side. But that's not how a lot of trainers are. Because see, while you've got some probably good trainers that's going through the ropes, the paces, and showing them everything, ring psychology, and all this, trying to get them prepared, you've also got those guys out there that are fast lane trainers. You know, we show you how to do these body slams, an arm drag, an arm ringer. You know, they teach you that stuff. They teach you those things just enough. Man, you don't want to do this, do that, and it looks good, but not showing you how to really lay it in and make it look real. They just teach you enough for about 3 to 6 months, if that, and send you on your way. There are wrestling schools that teach you for 30 days and put you out there. And everything else is trial and error in the ring. It's like, do this, do that. And also, you know, you see all this bad wrestling because there's poor in-ring conversations. It's like, look, I'm going to set this up. I want you to do this. And I know your move, so you do that. And then I know how to go with that move, so yeah. You know, there's really no good conversation. Like, that's why Jim Cornette, and I heard Dusty Rhodes say it on some podcast so long ago. I've heard Jim Ross ad nauseum. I've heard Steve Austin and quite a few others. When you're in that ring, there's a universal language that a lot of wrestlers go through. And that you might say, you know, they like take over, head scissors, get out, restart, something like that. You know how that's going to go. Take you down, headlock takedown. They're going to put the head scissors on you to get out of it. You're going to get out of that. You're going to get up, square up again. Crowd pops, maybe not. You know, and they might say, shoot you to the ropes, up and over, drop down, drop kick, see how it goes. Something like that. Or just drop kick, not to see how you go part. They throw you to the ropes. They throw the punch or the clothesline or something like that slightly high while you duck low. Almost at the last second, you get to the ropes, you come off, drop kick, shoulder block, clothesline, whatever the fuck the end is supposed to be. You know? But you don't have that. It's not always like that. No, they have to have almost conversations in the back and pre-plan everything, and then they got to go out and then remember their verbal script of the match. because they don't have training and they don't have the universal language. You know, WWE, they have their language. NWA, they would have theirs. At that time, WCW would have theirs. Indie shows, just, you can look and tell they've got to converse a lot. They have to set things up. It takes a while for them to set things up. And then there's the payoff. The crowd wows. And then by 10, 15 seconds into the next match, they done forgot. So there is the ring psychology has died. Kayfabe has been hurt to the point of non-existent, but wrestlers can still kind of go forward and kind of ignore that people know the inside. Just look, we do this long enough, they'll believe what we believe, so long as we believe what we're doing. But when it comes to conversing, short-term words, long sequence, and get that training universally, that's dead. That's what's hurting the most. That's why you see so many jacked up spots, and people are more interested in the acrobatics than the fundamentals. This is the era. Since 2006, it was the era of view count, click rate, click bait. So wrestlers, like, what makes the crowd go wow? What makes a fun moment? And that's why things are the way they are, because that's what they're searching for. They want to please the fans instead of creating the atmosphere for the fans to believe so that they can be pleased. So every wrestler out there wants to be a fan favorite. They want to go to the movies. That's what they want. Fan favorite, be in the movies. And it takes a while for them to realize, oh crap. Places like DDT, they aren't selling out the Tokyo Dome. They'll visit places like Korakuen Hall. You know, they might go to Osaka Sumo Hall and whatnot. You know, they'll go to the smaller, some real small venues like hotel ballrooms and stuff in Japan. Because there's no way that type of wrestling is going to sell out something that the rent for the place is going to cost more than what you would pay all your wrestlers combined. And all your wrestlers combined isn't going to draw that because people aren't interested like that. You got to find the niche garbage, like GCW. They're going to sell out those small little places, and they're small. And those people are cramped in there. They're never going to go to Madison Square Garden. They're not going to go to, let's say, North Carolina's RBC Center. They're not going to go
the Cow Palace.
Yeah, the Cow Palace, or venture off to Sky Dome, you know, or sell out a football stadium or something like that. Because they know that garbage mess the mainstream wrestling fans don't want. The evidence is in the fact that they aren't trying because they know. They got a cult loyal following, and they're going to stick with that because that's the butts in the seats that they need. The junk federations are not trying to sell out what they know they can't sell out. They aren't trying because they know. The mainstream can. Because one, they're on TV, they're recognized, they're seen, and they're known. And if people want to go see wrestling, they know where to go. So that's very, very important. I'm not saying that these junk organizations and federations and whatnot are something you should never watch. I'm not saying that. You know, if that's your flavor, that's your flavor. I'm not going to demonize you for it. But what I can say is, if you wanted your favorite promotion or the current promotion you like, that's small and niche, to start selling out these big places and making tons of money off of ticket sales and other stuff, then they would stop the garbage and they would replace it with good pro wrestling, sound moves, sound angles, stop burying the finishes and things like that. But so long as the garbage wrestling is mainstream for the niche audiences and subgroups, then wrestling trainers don't have to actually train a wrestler. They give them just enough to function, and then they can go out and learn all the other stuff as they see fit from other people, right before the match or after the show, stuff like that. There's no incentive to train these guys properly, guys and girls, I'm just saying guys in general, to train these guys properly. I mean, they could just go ahead and say, look, man, $280 a week, I got you. I'll have you ready in a month. All right, you got all the basics, you good to go. It's like, man, I want to learn how to moonsault. Okay, I'll show you how to moonsault. Use to get the crash pads, do all this other stuff. They show them how to do it. The guy's like, awesome, I know how to do it. And then they, that's part of their finisher of the match. But that's never going to pin anyone anymore. And then you see them do that moonsault, trying to springboard when they haven't had all the training to. And then you see that leap up there and slip through the ropes, fall on their ass on the apron, or get turned upside down. Yeah, you see stuff like that. And so there's no incentive other than I can get this money out of you. And if you want to further your training, well, it'll be $500, for 2 weeks. Come and see me every other day. And I think that's at a minimum. Some places charge you $2,000 a month. And I've seen the advertisements. I've seen it in newspapers. I've seen it in those little want ads and whatnot. You want to train to be a wrestler, $2,000 a month. We'll help you with your gear. We'll get you your first match, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. Seen it. I was like, that level of money is not for me. So I'm just letting y'all know the ins and whys on why wrestling looks the way it does. And then, there's no incentive. I hope y'all understand. If y'all got questions or whatnot, hey, ask away. It's all good. I'm gonna answer your questions, best to my capability. And if I don't know, I'm strong enough mentally to say, I don't know. It takes a weak person to not know anything and then answer it like they do know. That's weak. That's the epitome of fear right there. So don't be afraid to ask a question, and I'm not going to be afraid to answer it or say I don't know. And I think that's what's up now. You got anything to add to it, baby girl? Anything like that?
Nope, not a bit.
Nothing pique you? Queries or nothing?
Nope.
Okay. I think I've done a decent job explaining everything.
Sound like it to me.
All right. Almost 20 minutes. Not going to let it get there. So this has been Cedric and Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary. And wash up, glove up, mask up, not in that order, but get it done. Keep you, your friends, your family, and whatnot safe. Just because the mandates and stuff are over don't mean that the pandemic is. The virus is going to keep trying to get you. Just keep that in mind. You don't care about it at one bit. You don't want to hear about it, but that's all right. It's thinking about you. So take that as you will, all right? So with that said, take care and see you next time.